Okay, this is first drive, very short little trip to Bank of America. This is hardware 3, MCU 1, and just received full self-driving beta, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the car's fully automatic now, and it's going. If I am touching the wheel, it's because I'm just giving it a little pressure to keep it going. But we'll see how it does. That first little move is a little bit awkward, but got into the lane okay. Taking this left here. This is a section of road that's not going to have a whole lot of traffic. And it's a little bit rainy, but besides that, good weather. So we'll see just how it does in these conditions. And then we'll do on our next drive a little bit more of a challenge. Just a little bit of background. My car was updated to the 2022.8.10.10 just a few days ago, right before the new year. So they technically hit the cutoff for the new year. Although I believe it's only me and one other MCU 1 vehicle that has been updated out of around 740 that are eligible based on their previous 2022.8.10.8 firmware, which enabled the self-driving beta sign-up button. So only 2 of us have gotten this so far. It's been a few days and still only the 2 of us. There's speculation online that maybe there's something wrong with this version and that's why it hasn't been pushed out to more VINs. Not really sure about that, obviously. I did email FSD Beta several times with my VIN and letting them know that I'm eligible, so where's the update? And after doing that a couple of times, they did update it. They didn't email me back or anything of that nature, but I did get the update. So here we are. This part of the video is not exciting at all. We're just waiting for this light here. But we'll see how it does in very light traffic, very wide roads. Not exactly inclement weather, although there's a little bit of sprinkling. Here in San Diego County, this is actually pretty bad weather, but I know, relatively speaking to others, it's nowhere near what's going on. Some other settings background, I've got it set to aggressive, which means it will take lane changes and go around traffic to the extent it feels like it can or needs to. If you notice in the head-up display, rather the driver's display, that's where you're seeing the visualizations for self-driving beta. Very small. It does not show up on the media control unit screen. And as others have noted, the frame rate and the sort of quality, the pixelization that's happening in the visualizations is definitely lower quality than the MCU 2 cars, and obviously the most up-to-date Raven and Plaid of the Model S. But at least from what I can tell, object detection, cones, people, trash cans, obviously vehicles, stop signs and stop lights and those kind of things. It's tracking everything accurately and in real time. So it doesn't seem to be affecting anything negatively about the drive experience, but who knows? Obviously, they show us only a very limited amount of information in the visualizations anyway. So having a more limited set of visualizations, you know, who knows if it's hiding something. I don't know. I don't know. So obviously, like I said, this section of road is pretty straightforward. Very, very wide, just a few traffic lights. Traffic is relatively light, not a lot of lane changes or turnabouts or turns. So nothing too exciting here, but so far car's doing fine. I described it to my 10-year-old that driving this car. I had done a couple of test runs while it was raining and dark and couldn't do a video. That feels like kind of a new driver, you know, a 16-year-old driver that knows the rules, but doesn't quite know the right amount of acceleration, the right amount of braking, the turning force to get into the lane properly. It just sort of feels like that. It does feel like the aggressive setting is a little bit less like that, and it may be my Southern California relatively aggressive bias in terms of driving. That feels like this is a more normal, standard way of driving. Other thing I've noticed in those early test drives was if you are at a stop sign where the limit line is not directly aligned to, or change the lanes here, not directly connected to the stop sign itself, and maybe the limit line is a yard or two past, self-driving beta will stop at the stop sign and then proceed up to the line, which is technically correct. That is the right way to do that. Although I don't think I know anybody in Southern California that drives that way. They almost always go straight up to the line. And as you know, many of you know, we don't even technically pause. So here we are at the Bank of America. That's the end of the drive. Being a little bit awkward here on where it's going, but did the job, got me here, and ending self-driving. So that's the first drive. Thanks for watching.